creating those database, and after we create tables inside those database I created. So by now, what I have now to do is to open my VirtualBox, and here I have my Oracle OS. I have turned it on. Okay, good afternoon. I'm here by names of Mwizerwa Alex, and I'm here by the task of creating database. I'm requested for creating two database, one for the first name of my names, and another database of the second name. So on my side, I will use command line for creating those database, and after I will create tables inside those database I created. So by now, what I have now to do is to open my VirtualBox, and here I have my Oracle OS. I have turned it on. Okay, by now I have to enter my password to log in to my environment. So I have to enter my password. I may increase the resolution of my desktop. Okay, what I have to do now, I have to enter in a command prompt, and then I enter this command to access the Oracle user. I have types this command. There I enter my password. So by now I am in Oracle user. So what I have to do now, as I already installed Oracle database, I have to check my listeners. So what I have to do now is to write listener. Status. By now, as we see, I have to turn on the listener. As you see here on this port, the listeners, they are off. What I have to do now is to turn on the listeners. I have to type this command to turn on those listeners. So by now, my listeners are now on. So by now, what I have to do next is to access SQL by typing SQL plus / system DBA. By now I accessed SQL. Normally we know that if we are here, we can create database, we can create container, we can items, containers, and so on. So by now, let me to start using the database already created here. By when I need to create database, I have first of all to start to add the command which is start up, and you wait for starting up. By now, actually I started the instance. So what we have to do now is to check the existing database in this Oracle. So to check those databases, to write the command which is show pluggable databases. As we are here, we are seeing that I have 3 databases which are RP, RX, and PDB $seed. So by now, and also we can see the container which I'm working on by now. So to do that, I have to write the command show container name. By now I am in this container which is cdb sign root. So then what I need to do now, as my task, I need to create my own databases. I have to create the first database which is enabled by my first name, which means I am going to create a database which is called Mwizerwa, and another one which is called RX. But as we see here, I'm having the database which is called RX already. So what I will do is to just edit the second database I will create. I will create a database which is called RX, but I will try to add the letter IS here, but as like in fetch how that works. So then first what I need to do, is I'm going to create now database. So the command is create database. I write create pluggable database. So as I said, my first database is called Mwizerwa, and I create, and I press enter. Like here, I need to write the command which is admin user. I'm going to create also the user who is let me create the user which is who is let me call him Frank. Who will be identified by 1, 2, 3 password, and add the semicolon. So identified by 1 2 3, enter. So by now it will be processed. Okay, here we have that the pluggable database is created. The next thing to do here is to open this pluggable database I created. To open it is to write the command, which is ITA pluggable database. The database is called Mwizerwa. And add there open keyword semicolon. Okay, and what next is to save ITA pluggable database Mwizerwa. Save state. Then here the next thing to do is by here, as I said, in this command I showed you the existing container I was working on, but now what I'm going to do is to create another container where this database I created will be managed. So I can see that the function of container in Oracle database, its function is like to manage the database which will be included in that container. So here I don't want that my database will be managed by this container. So what I will do is to do this ITA session set container equal to that database I finished to create, which is called Mwizerwa, and press enter. So here, if I wrote that command, which is show container name, you will see that already the container is changed. So here the next thing to do here is to make this database I created to be accessed by this user I mentioned here. So here, what can I say? By default, exactly when I press enter, this user I mentioned here, Frank, which is identified by this 1 2 3, will automatically be created. So here I'm going to give him the permission of accessing this database I created. So what here to do is to grant DBA to Frank. Yes, so means that this user Frank is now having the permission like database administrator. So I press enter. So grant is successfully applied to Frank user. If I write the command which is show pdbs, I will see that I have the database which is Mwizerwa. Because I changed the container, I will not see those already database here, which is here because I changed the container. So I'm in another container which is Mwizerwa, and here I have the Mwizerwa database in that container. So here, if I do exist to access that database I created, what I need to write is command which is sshell plus normally, and here I will press the username which is Franca, which is identified by 123 password in localhost in port 12 1521 in database which is called Mwizerwa. Enter. Here, if I write command which is startup, they will tell me that already the instances are open. So the next thing to do here is so as I'm in here, I am in Mwizerwa database. So here I can create tables. I can write the command which is as normal. I can create a table name which is called student sid integer s name varchar enter. So here table is created, and I can describe table by desk student. So here as you see, table is created, and here I am logged in. I'm logged in. Mwizerwa database as this command mentioned. So this is the way how to create database. As our task was to create two databases, so let me create another database which is called Alex. So I will log in as sshell plus. I will open new tab and I will start. I will write command create pluggable database called Alex. Enter. Admin user. Let me call him identified by 123. And I will open this pluggable database I created. Data pluggable database Alex. Open. they need save state editor, draggable. And I need switch container editor, draggable, editor session. Set container. So by now I'm done with tasks.